Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing Jeskai Ascendancy, and we are running up against Grishoalbrand, I suppose as it's been called. Basically a Goria's Vengeance deck. Goria's Vengeance is Grishoalbrand, then draws a lot of cards, then uses Nourishing Shoal, exiling a large green creature, usually World Spine Worm, I think, to gain a considerable amount of life. Which allows you to draw more cards. You then are able to exile Spirit Guides to generate some mana. There's some rituals in there as well, and then you're able to make enough mana, ideally, to Goria's Vengeance of Bulbarignos, I think it is, which then you pitch all your lands and just kill them in one turn, potentially instant speed. So that's the deck our opponent's playing. Let's see how this one went. Our opponent is from Wizards of the Coast. Not familiar with the name, but it's always interesting. So this is our opener. We have someone Bop, turn 2 Carroted. Kind of need some more ways to draw, but I think this is a keeper. So I think we're just going to find a breeding pool here for Misty and just get this Bob straight out there. Swamp. Then exiles Simian Spirit Guide into a Knight's Whisper, which seemed like a very interesting thing to do. Really wasn't sure what he was on to begin with. Yeah, just going to draw a few cards there. We drop our Carroted, and I decided to go for the Gitaxian Probe just so I can see what our opponent's up to, and obviously we want to draw into some more draw spells, maybe a Faithless Looting or something like that, or Serum Visions would be nice. So yeah, we get to see what our opponent is up to. It doesn't look like he's got a second land, which is somewhat awkward for him. But there's the Grishoalbrand, Faithless Looting, Desperate Ritual, Bulbarignos, Swimming Spirit Guide, and a couple through the breaches. So obviously not doing a great deal at the moment. Doesn't have the Goria's Vengeance either, so we don't have to be worried about that, which is good. But yeah, it's just nice to see what our opponent is working with. There's the Serum Visions, which is nice. Just going to play this Gemstone Mine and run that out, see what we're working with. We see an Ascendancy and a Manamorphose on top, so that's very good. We just need that Ascendancy. Also happy with the Manamorphose being on top as well, as that's just another card to add to our combo. Obviously, the main risk here is fizzling, which is a risk. We got a few spells we can play, but not a ton. Hopefully, pitching this Fate Stitch will make sure the mana's there. So just making sure that we can draw the right cards to combo off effectively. Sorry, just had to pause there quickly. Yeah, so we see Jeskai Ascendancy and Manamorphose on top. Obviously, want to keep both of those. Worrying about his fizzling, but hopefully we'll be able to go off next turn. So let's see what our opponent gets up to. I mean, fingers crossed he doesn't draw a land, and we'll be fairly safe. No, so our opponent drew another Simian Spirit Guide by the looks of it, and gets the Tormenting. Oh no, he already had the Simian Spirit Guide. He drew a Tormenting Voice, didn't he? So he drew the Tormenting Voice, discards Grishoalbrand, and then finds the second land, but isn't able to do anything more, which is good. So this is our turn 3, I believe. We drop a Jeskai Ascendancy, and we're in a very good shape to go off here. So Gitaxian Probe, untap our guys, to loot off the Ascendancy, find Manamorphose, which we knew was on top, and going to get rid of the Fate Stitcher. Then we're going to draw a card off the Gitaxian Probe. You can see our opponent's hand again. Find a Glittering Wish. It's very nice. We can do various things with that. We can either go get a Scar-Scale Ritual, or we can get another Jeskai Ascendancy if we like, which I think is the thing I prefer to do. Just means we get to loot an extra time, and obviously it makes pumping our guys that much faster. So that seems good to me. Unearth the Fate Stitchers, that costs me nothing. I'm going to untap this land, and I guess we're going to Manamorphose first. Yeah, so we're going to Manamorphose first, untap our guys, find a Faithless Looting. It's going to pitch the land away, draw land off the Manamorphose. I decided to play that. I didn't particularly need to, so maybe that was a mistake, but we're fairly good here. We've got enough ways to generate mana, so there's not anything really we have to worry about in terms of cost. The cost of our spells, the mana should be fine. Again, the only thing we really need to worry about is fizzling here, I guess. So I untap there. I think we're just going to Glittering Wish and look for a Jeskai Ascendancy. Might have been better to go for the Scar-Scale Ritual, just drawing those extra cards might have been better. But at the same time, if we get to run out another Jeskai Ascendancy, we're just getting to see a lot more cards as we go, which seems good. Quite keen to hit onto Life from the Loam, just because that means fizzling is very difficult, not impossible, but obviously just very difficult at that stage. So that's something I would like to find if possible, so the more we loot the better chance that we have of finding that. So I take the Jeskai Ascendancy. I'm just going to be able to cast that. Then we get to loot. Just going to drop the Faceless Looting into the bin, as we can cast that with Flashback. And then just get to keep going. I think our opponent's going to concede fairly shortly. So yeah, no trouble with mana at all. Honestly, our opponent's got no defences, so he would have been dead fairly shortly. Yeah, the other advantage of getting the second Jeskai Ascendancy is obviously we get 2 pumps off every spell, so he's probably seen enough that he's actually dead. He's on 18. I've got a 6 power guys on the battlefield. Getting them to 9 would be not very difficult. I'm not sure what we would have seen off the sleight of hand, but obviously we've already got Faithless Looting, which we could have then played and then Flashback, and then we've got another one in the graveyard, so that would have been enough to give us the amount of power we needed to attack and kill him with those 2 guys. So yeah, that would have finished him off fairly shortly afterwards, but our opponent decides to concede, and which is good. It saves us some time. That obviously didn't take too long. Helped that it was a turn 3 win, I believe, so it's always good, and one of the best reasons to play the deck really is that it is very capable of turn 3 wins. So yeah, that went pretty well, and obviously we didn't lose too much time off the clock either, so that's always very good. Let me save backwards. Okay, so here we go again for game 2. So again, we have a very nice hand. We can lead off with a Bop, potential turn 2 Jeskai Ascendancy. We actually have a good Taxing Probe, so we could possibly win on turn 2. But we'll see how things go. Opponent leads off with Scryland. I'm going to get a Breeding Pool. Not sure if I should have got actually. Yeah, I messed that up. I should have got Stomping Ground, because this way we actually can't play turn 2 Ascendancy. So yeah, I definitely messed that up because we got Basic Island. So yeah, I definitely need the Stomping Ground there. I usually just get the blue land, which just because most of the spells require blue. But yeah, there I had the chance to get the Stomping Ground. and should have done to easily cast this Ascendancy. Fortunately I get very lucky and draw a Mana Morphos, which I'm able to use to make sure to fix my mana into the right colours, but that was a fairly big mistake on my part. I'm drawing to another Glittering Wish. Now potentially we could go off here. We can... Well, actually it's quite difficult to go off here, I think. Yeah, I mean, we still could potentially... We can Taxing Probe, we untap our Birds of Paradise, then we get to loot, which we discard the Fate Stitcher. We use the Bop to make the mana to unearth the Fate Stitcher, which gets us another mana, and then we can just go off from there, basically. I think my only concern was that potentially we could fizzle, but it might have just been worth going for, in case it's only turn 2. I think I just end up not going for it, if I remember rightly. So I untap, draw a card. I think we end up pitching... Oh yeah, we pitched the Fate Stitcher. And then we see our opponent's hand. We draw Thought Tower, so we could actually go off. We needed a 1 mana spell actually, which is what I forgot to mention, is that we needed a 1 mana spell to actually start going off. But we do draw the Thought Tower, so that could have worked out for us. We could have we unearthed the Fate Stitcher and tap a land, then we Thought Tower, then we've got 2 mana going, and then we could have Glittering Wished into potentially Scarscale Ritual, I guess, drawn some cards, and then Glittering Wish further. So yeah, we probably could have done the turn 2 win. I was just a bit concerned about it, didn't want to fizzle out, but I suppose we don't really have too much risk of fizzling, given that our opponent doesn't have anything in front of us that we really need to be worried about. But I saw his hand, I didn't think it was worth pushing it for no reason. Be more comfortable to combo next turn, particularly as we can play another land if we find one, which might be helpful. And obviously we just have our lands untapped, so we don't get into any slightly awkward situations. Because currently I can't Glittering Rush for a Jeskai Ascendancy or anything like that, so I feel like the risk of fizzling is slightly higher. Let me know what you think. It might have been worth just going for, because I mean, I suppose the worst thing that happens is that we just get to attack for a sizable amount with a Fate Stitcher and a Birds of Paradise, but it's not quite enough to kill him, and that it actually isn't that bad at all, not too devastating. So yeah, I probably should have just gone for it, but I got a little bit scared. Maybe with more practice I would have just gone for the kill here, and it could definitely have worked, but I didn't find his hand very threatening, but maybe it was more threatening than it appeared. Particularly he's got a Simian Spirit Guide in his hand, I believe, so he could have done something fairly devastating here, I guess, because yeah, he exiles the Spirit Guide, so something off the top. He could have Grishoalbrand into Agorio's Vengeance, and things would have ended pretty badly for me. But as it is, Grunt just commenting voices twice and doesn't really have anything more. Trigger Taxing Probes, which is further evidence that we probably wouldn't have fizzled, but feel a lot safer going off this way. So Fate Stitcher and Taxing Pool, get the Taxing Probe, which means you get to untap for free. Let's draw Mana Morphos. Yeah, so because we just would have drawn really well. Taxing Probe and Mana Morphos would have made sure we'd have that extra mana to work with if we needed it, which I might have wanted to do just to Glittering Wish into another Jeskai Ascendancy, and then we get Light from the Loam as well, which Yeah, so it would have been fine going off on turn 2, I believe, unless I am missing something. But yeah, this is another turn 3 win. I think a Glaring Wish, again going for the Ascendancy, second Ascendancy, and we would win fairly rapidly from there. But yeah, I suppose we missed the turn 2 win there, so it's not so great. But yeah, worked out fine, and we basically dominated this. Obviously our opponent didn't get his best draws. The Gorya's Vengeance deck is capable of winning on turn 2 as well, but obviously our opponent didn't come close to achieving that, unfortunately. And yeah, we managed to win through with a couple of turn 3 wins, which is very nice.